Sorry for being on vacation for the past 2 weeks. Well, no, I'm not. But according to you guys, I should never do it again. I'm sorry for making you anxious. Would you feel better if I sat in the box of shame for a few minutes? So the final novel of the epic series Maximum Ride is finally out. Although I'm not sure if epic is the word I would use anymore. I felt like throughout the entire book Nevermore, James Patterson was just like flicking me in the back of the head. Thanks for that, Patterson. Good thing the new characters introduced an angel had a point. Good thing Maya was such an important character in the end. Good thing James Patterson revealed all the secrets and differentiated the real twists from the red herrings and answered all 1 billion questions he made a point of making us ask ourselves throughout the entire series. Summarizing Max Ride as a series is easy enough. There are kids with wings who ran away from a lab and their lives suck. You might think, gosh, that's a lot to stretch on for 8 books, and yes, it absolutely is. Unless you're James Patterson, I guess, and you're planning on publishing 26 books by the end of 2014. I guess 8 books to him is just like his morning crossword. I'm gonna have pancakes today. I think it'd be fun to write a novel before I go on my morning jog. Like, are you freaking serious? Do you know how long it takes me to get past the title page of my research papers? Like, days. Days. 26 novels. What? Anyway, I digress. I'm going to give a summary of my thoughts, going chronologically through Nevermore. First I was like, since when does Max have so many hormones? And then I was like, since when does Fang talk so much? Aerie! Oh, just kidding. False alarm. His clone. You can never have too many clones in the Maximum Ride series. Maya, I know I should feel bad about this, but... And then things sort of picked up a bit, what with the voice going all Nick Fury on the flock and, passing out orders like he's talking to the Avengers or something. From then on, my thoughts didn't really change. It was just like, wait. What? And by the end, I was just like, I'm going to get the negative out of the way, like ripping off a Band-Aid. First of all, when did Maximum Ride's importance as a character take a backseat to, like, everything? Do you guys remember books 1 through 3? It was like the other flock members didn't exist. Max Ride was the prize, she was the focus, she was the danger. She pretty much had an entire fan club of lab coats following her around. And you're telling me everyone all of a sudden is like, she's pretty important, I guess. But Fang! And Max's importance to the world is just like some weird extended metaphor? This is the definition of anticlimactic. My other issue was the big revelation of the voice. Angel? Really? Angel? No. So what about Angel's voice and Max's headaches? The manipulation of the computers and TV screens in New York. You're telling me that was Angel all along. You know it's bad if the author writes it, and you still don't buy it. Now, the biggest issue for me was the structure of the novel. You know what it reminded me of? I dare you to read The Angel Experiment and then read Nevermore. Tell me they are not identical in structure. Like, here's the objective of the book. It's like the plot, but not really. Red herring, red herring, red herring, red herring, red herring. Fights! Which, can be fine for a novel that isn't the finale of a long series. That's the problem. I felt like James Patterson wrote this final novel like a first book or a middle book. Like he still had time to tie up loose ends, and then he didn't. Alright, final thing. And this is going to sound mega harsh, so sorry. If you tell me that the end of this novel made sense to you, you're either lying or lying. So, serious question. What just happened? Everyone's dead? Or are they alive? Or are they gone forever? What happened to the flock? That's not a delightfully mysterious ending. That's like someone forgot to print the real final chapter. Like it just cuts off and it's done and it's like, well, thank you for answering nothing. Okay, done. There are positives, okay? They exist. Although the novel had as much spine and structure as a jellyfish, the adventure of it was great. Ares' return and all those epic fights. Fantastic. The writing style was a lot like the way Max Wright used to be, which is delightful for a longtime fan. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but Dylan kind of malfunctioning was one of the highlights of the novel. I was like, is that character development? Flaws? Bravo, Dylan, bravo! I mean, too little too late considering, the last 2 books, but, at least something. Now, never get me wrong, I love Maximum Ride. I'm not a big fan of books 4 through 6, and 7 was like, but 1 through 3 are my babies. But any Maximum Ride fan can tell you the series' biggest issue. Consistency. Relevance. Let me state it in a question. If you read an 8-book series in which a good 40% of each book was kind of irrelevant, are you technically only reading 4 books of actual plot and then the rest is just kind of there? Between The Final Warning, Book 4, where the main villain is global warming, and Angel, Book 6, in which the entire time I read it my face was like this, I'm not really sure where I stand on the series after reading Nevermore. I love it, but I just don't... Focusing on Nevermore again. No doubt the book brought back better times, where Max Ride was chock full of action and adventure. There are some awesome fight scenes all up in this thing. But the plot... To me, I felt like it lacked some serious meat. Like walking out of an action movie. Yeah, it was colorful and loud and... There were fights and fire. So what was it about? I don't know. So yeah. Max Ride will forever in my heart be one of my favorite book series. And by that I mean books 1 through 3. They're forever. They're initially what got me into science fiction, and as a whole, I love James Patterson's writing style. I'm a little sad that the series didn't have a solid ending. I mean, there were so many awesome characters that could have come back, and so many characters I feel like shouldn't have existed at all. Again, that's just me. But I guess it's cool. I guess I'll always have books 1 through 3. So subscribe, comment, thumbs up if you're a flock member forever, no matter what. Thumbs down if you are in the box of shame.